Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Eileen, and this is a daily dose of medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. And Luna, the MCAT, is right here. And it's always interesting because, I never quite know what mood she's in as far as, how much she's going to want to participate. And then she decides that, oh, well, I think I just want to sit in back, or I just want to sit in front, or I want to bug you and make you pet me. But she is an amazing comfort, as well as Sam. And I know there was one video where Sam was definitely featured. He decides he wants to just either lay out. Right now he's out napping in the sun, and he's an older guy, so his opportunities to just get out and relax and let his joints kind of warm up a little bit. He is such a sweetheart, and it's interesting because he and Luna are this wonderful balance of that that dog cat thing that people who own dogs and cats totally get. So today's question deals with the idea of forgiveness. Does being an empath have an effect on our ability to not just be able to forgive something, but also to let it go? And that is a very important question, because we deal with feelings, and we deal in what it is that allows us to be able to manage emotions and energy. And forgiveness is a pretty big sort of, thing to have to face and focus on when you're dealing with your own emotions. But when you're dealing with the emotions of others, it can be that much more challenging. So today's question is, does being an empath make it easier or harder to forgive? Really good question that I deal with a lot. I have a lot of people who, as they explore their empathy, they figure out that, certain things, especially things that kind of hit deep, can really have a strong effect on our ability to maintain balance. And one of those things is if we're carrying something that is a hard sort of energy between us and someone else. So, does it make it harder or easier? Yeah. It makes it easier because of the fact that as empaths, we understand and learn to separate that energetic of emotion from, who we are. Because once we learn to manage the empathy, then we're able to kind of hold it at a little bit of a distance and kind of look at it a little bit more objectively. By understanding that everyone has a capacity for light and shadow, and at some point we all say or do something very insensitive or foolish, or just not really thinking about, the impact that our words or actions are having. Now, one of the things that an empath has a very challenging time with is when someone has damaged us, when they feel justified. See, and that's where being an unmanaged empath can really, make things tricky, because even though someone else has done something that was hurtful to you, if they feel justified in it, the empath will pick that up and begin to justify the action. And it is really hard. And I've talked a few empaths through this, because what happens is they start making excuses for those who hurt them. And it can be real challenging to get them to say, no, that was not okay. It was never okay. And there needs to be some sort of an accounting for that. But because the other person may feel very strongly that either it was justified or that they should be forgiven, somebody who is pulled by their empathy may get pulled into that forgiveness place, even though they don't want to be forgiving or they don't want to let it go. There's that part of them that says, no, we have to make this other person happy. And if I tell them that it was okay, that makes them happy. And yeah, that can be very disruptive for growth, because we all grow in our ability to realize that we deserve to be treated well, and we deserve to be honored, and our feelings do matter. So it really is a challenge until you learn to find that balance point with it. And my recommendation to those who are empathic, who are dealing with having to forgive someone, is to, step into that third person place. And stepping into third person can be really, really helpful, because often where we'll accept things for ourselves, we would not accept it for someone else, or we would not tell someone we loved that, oh, well, that was okay. So step into that third person, and that's a part of that process of turning the empathy off or redirecting it. If someone you loved with all your heart had been treated in that way, would it be okay? And that is like really key, because if we're thinking about someone we love and we don't want to ever, there would never be a good reason for that person to be hurt. So it also emphasizes that self-love piece. You are someone you love. You are that person who is very special to you. So being able to slide your empathy over to where you're turning it onto your own emotions, and you're studying your own emotions and how you feel, that can really help to find that balance point. And like I said, it's also about the intention of the person who was hurtful to you. Are they someone who just hurts people, or that's a part of their paradigm? Or was it genuinely just something that was not really thought out, or it wasn't intentional to be hurtful? It was, but it wasn't intended to hurt. So that can come into it too. You would be able to, as an empath, you can, once you are able to separate kind of that emotion, you can be able to read that person and figure out if it was in fact just an accident or just a poor choice. So forgiveness is an amazing process, and my feeling on it is, I define forgiveness as, I will no longer allow a person or event to be given the power to make me feel something that I don't want to feel. So, when we get over things, when we release it, but make sure you release it cleanly. So, it's okay to struggle with forgiveness, even as an empath. You don't have to forgive someone just because they want you to forgive them. And if you have been hurt, it is not okay. So, I wish you the best of luck with that if you're dealing with that right now. And if you need some help, or, if you would like to get further guidance, please contact me. I can be reached through my Twitter link, which is in the description. And I can also be reached through my group, the Facebook group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Eileen. So if you found this video helpful, please like it. And if you find this channel helpful, please subscribe. It'll really help the channel out and help the channel to grow. And for those of you who would like to support the channel on a higher level, there is a Patreon link to my Patreon account, where for as little as $2 a month, you can support this channel. So, thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you balance, and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.